The drop pod screamed through the atmosphere. Titus braced, his bolter a reassuring weight against his power armor. Terror, home, now a scarred, broken battleground. The pod shuddered, flames licking at its metal hide. He gritted his teeth, a prayer to the Emperor on his lips. Impact! Titus stumbled out, the air thick with smoke and ash. The sky was choked with pollution, a sickly yellow. The ground underfoot was cracked and barren, littered with the debris of war. He was alone, his mission find Leandros, his brother, lost in the chaos of the invasion.
Leandros.
He whispered, his voice lost in the wind. He activated his helmet's comm system.
Leandros, report.
Only static answered. He slammed his fist against his thigh, frustration building. He had to find him. He had to know. Titus adjusted his pack, the weight of extra bolter shells a comfort. He had to keep moving. Hope dwindled with every passing moment. The Emperor protects, he told himself, but doubt gnawed at his heart. He pushed on into the ashen wasteland. The ruins of a once great city stretched before him. Twisted metal skeletons reached for the poisoned sky. Titus moved like a phantom, his boots crunching on broken glass and rubble. The silence was unnerving, broken only by the sigh of the wind. He checked his auspex, its screen flickering with static. Nothing. He pushed on, his senses on high alert. The stench of decay hung heavy in the air, a reminder of the horrors that plagued this sacred ground. The ruins seemed to press in on him, a maze of broken concrete and rusted steel. He imagined the ghosts of millions watching him, their silent screams echoing in his ears. He banished the thought. He would not fall to despair. Not while Leandros might still live. He rounded a corner and stumbled upon a sight that sent a chill down his spine. A pile of corpses, their once bright armor now dull and stained with blood. He recognized the markings, his brothers, butchered. His grip tightened on his bolter, fury burning in his chest. He knelt, examining the bodies. The wounds were swift and brutal. Not the work of the enemy they expected. This was something else, something foul. He touched the forehead of the fallen Marine closest to him, a silent prayer for a fallen brother. A faint flicker on his auspex drew his attention. It was faint, but there, a signal. He traced it to its source, his pulse quickening. It was the same frequency Leandros used. Hope, like a sunrise, pierced the darkness in his heart. He followed the signal, his bolter at the ready. It led him through the ruins, deeper into the heart of the ravaged city. The signal grew stronger with each step. He was close. He could feel it. The signal led him to a massive structure, its spires piercing the smoke-filled sky. A cathedral. Its once grand facade was now scarred and blackened, windows shattered. But even in its ruin it held an air of dark majesty. This was the source. This was where he would find Leandros. He entered the cathedral, his boots echoing on the cracked marble floor. The air was thick with dust and the cloying scent of incense. Stained glass windows depicting scenes of the Emperor's glory were shattered, shards of coloured glass littering the floor. The signal pulsed ahead, leading him towards the cathedral's heart. He moved cautiously, his senses alert. He could feel a presence here, something dark and malevolent. It coiled around him, whispering promises of power and despair. He emerged into the cathedral's main chamber, a vast, echoing space dominated by a towering altar. The air here was thick with the stench of decay and something else, something ancient and evil. And there, standing before the altar, bathed in an unholy light, was Leandros. But he was not the brother Titus remembered. His armor, once the proud blue of the Ultramarines, was now a corrupted mockery, twisted and defiled with spikes and unholy symbols. His head was bowed, his body racked with tremors. He was speaking, his voice a guttural rasp, but the words were not his own. They were the words of something foul and ancient, something evil.
Guttural rasp. The Emperor's light. Cannot reach. Here.
Titus felt a chill run down his spine. This was not the brother he knew. This was something else, something corrupted by chaos.